Set? Shall we? Okay. So only one thing, no procrastination. Do your job daily. And I'm not saying do it in proper manner. Probability you can even do as scribble work also. Probability that you see in grade 12, 11 was just an introduction, will be all about getting the answer is 1 by 3, 2 by 3, 2 by 4 or whatever. How to get the answer? Well, the issue is all about understanding that. This chapter qualifies for 8 marks in your final exam. 8 marks. As a sure shot, 8 marks that you can get. And I hope you know your paper pattern now. You will have 20 questions which will be MCQs, followed by the 2 markers, 3 markers, 5 markers. Okay. And the competency based question. The issue that we are facing in grade 10 this year is that they have 100% gone on competency based. I've not seen in 12 also the same thing is going on, 75 to 80%, which means that I have solved, this is a 2022 problem, or we have done this problem before, I have practiced sample paper. So a lot of students in grade 10 started saying this year that maine itne kitabe kiye, itne kiye. It's not about itna kiya. I do not deny you have not worked hard. You have worked hard. Did you understand so that you can decode every similar pattern of problem? It's become a little bit like Cambridge. You may not get a problem which you have seen before, but the problem will be definitely from the content that you know. So understanding is very important. We'll try to make it as simple as possible. Here we will study topics like conditional probability. That's our topic for today. Conditional probability. Very interesting. Followed by, there will be something called multiplication theorem, independent events, and then theorem of total probability and Bayes theorem. People find the toughest is Bayes theorem, people find it toughest, but everything you should understand by logic. Conditional probability. And before going to conditional probability, suppose, I hope you know, probability of occurrence of an event is given by, you remember or not? Number of favorable outcomes, okay, divided by total number of possible outcomes. Remember one thing, whether you are in grade 10 or whether you are in grade 12 or in higher classes, this formula does not change. But the way you will look into this formula will keep on changing. Even today, this formula will not change, but there will be different formulas which will come up, which are actually this formula. Basic funda is this. Now, when we say probability of favorable outcome, I hope you know about some things called a random experiment. A random experiment is a trial whose outcome is not known, right? A random experiment is a trial whose outcome is not known. Like you toss a coin, you don't know whether you will get head or tail. Okay, so every outcomes that come up, all the possible outcomes that come up, all the possible outcomes, they are known as what? They are known as my sample space. Just purani baaton ko yaad kar raha hu. They are known as my sample space, right? Then if a random experiment comes out with the outcomes, then these outcomes are also known as events, right? And then we'll talk about a word here a lot with adding an adjective to it. Isko hum kehte hain elementary event. Elementary event is one which is having exactly one outcome. Tossing a coin. Head is an elementary event. Tail is an elementary event. Or say throw a dice. 1 elementary event. 2 elementary event. 3 elementary event. 4. And you know that probability of all elementary events, okay, how to write them? The probability of all elementary events, if you actually sum them up, that should give you 1. Ye bhi aapko pata hai. To give you an example, let's say we take a coin and you toss this coin. You're going to get what? A head or a tail. Probability of this is half, probability of this is half. If you add both of them, you will always get 1. Clear? Similarly, if you have a dice, let's say we have a dice, we toss it, we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Probability of each is 1 by 6. All are 1 by 6. And if you add them up, you get 1. Itna clear hai? Right. No issues? Chalo, थोड़ा आगे चलते हैं. Then grade 11, you also learned something called set theorem. Sets are the chapter. So let's try and understand some few things, or try to recall some few things about sets. Suppose, let's say, let's represent a Venn diagram like this. This is a universal set. Okay, tension nahi lene, samajhne dheere dheere. This is a set where we say this is an event A. This is an event A. Have you understood? Then this is another event B. This is another event B. Clear? And this middle portion is known as what? A intersection B. Right? A and B together is known as A union B. Now, how to see A union B? Entire of A. If I take entire of A, then the B portion is a broken portion. Whole of A and whole of B. Okay, such sets are called non-disjoint sets. If you want to see disjoint sets, then they will look like this. Let's see some disjoint sets. Okay. इसमें tension नहीं है. A, B. What is A union B? Whole A plus whole B. यहाँ पे ऐसा नहीं है. These people speak English. These people speak French. And these speak both. So if you want to count the total number of people, either you count whole of A and then count the remaining portion of B, barring the common portion of A and B, right? That's why this formula comes up, that A union B, okay, what is the total count of A union B? Is the count of A, okay, right? Then I'm also counting the entire of B. But you will say, sir, but in that case, you're counting this twice for A. So I should subtract this and A intersection B. This formula also we should know, right? Similarly, if you say what is probability of A union B? Now this was when you saw it from set theorem. Now say these are two events. Now in this case, if you try to put this formula, then in this case, it's very easily understood that N of A intersection B is equal to 0 for this particular case. So here if somebody tells you what is N A union B, you will say N A union B is N of A plus N of B. ये तो भाई साहब 11 का set theory समझा रहा हूँ आपको. The same concept applies even in probability. Just that you replace these. Probability of A union B is probability of the event A, probability of the event B minus probability of the event A intersection B. Clear? धीरे धीरे आ जाएगा. Don't worry. Conditional probability अभी शुरू ही नहीं किया है. ये तो just basic समझ रहे हैं. और इस केस में अगर if somebody wants to find out what is the probability of A union B, we will say A union B means A and B and B. Okay, A and B. So here we will say it is probability of A plus probability of B. I hope you have no issues to understand that this are called disjoint. I won't call them as disjoint sets now. I'll call them, because we are studying probability, so these are disjoint events. इनमें कोई commonality नहीं है. This much is clear? Okay, very nice. And one basic formula also, I hope you know, that what is the probability of complement of an event? It is 1 minus probability of the event. अरे बस इतना जान गया तो हो जाएगा. बाकी सिर्फ लॉजिक समझने का. इतना क्लियर है? आगे बढ़े. Shall I go ahead? Okay. If you don't understand something, stop me then and there. There will be some hiccups also. Okay, sorry. So let's say we have a box. Okay, try and understand. We have a box, and this box contains, say, this box contains 5 red balls. Okay, and the box also contains 5 green balls. Right? The box contains 5 red balls and the box contains 5 green balls. I tell you that one ball is chosen at random. At random. Then what does it mean? This is an equally likely event. Because the count is same, it's an equally likely event. It's not biased for any one count. Okay, equally likely. We're choosing it at random. इसके आने की भी जो chance है, इसके आने की भी chance है. Chosen at random, and I want to check what is the probability of getting a red ball. Right? Very easy. What are the favorable counts? 5. What is the total number of count? 10. So if I put an event, say R is the event, I say R is picking a red ball, and parallelly I say that, let's say keep one blue B also, picking a blue ball. Okay. So this is count of all R's divided by the count of the sample set. The sample set has got 10. So again, same formula, total number of possible, right? Now from here comes, after this I say another ball is chosen at random. बात को समझने की कोशिश कीजिए. Another ball is chosen at random. Here there can be two options now. With previous ball kept back and without previous ball kept back. Did you understand? So I'm taking out another ball. While I'm taking out the other ball, I have two options. पहला वाला जो निकाला था वापस रख दिया. In that case, we will not go further with this because this is we'll say this is kiddo stuff. Then the probability to get a red is what? Again same, 5 out of 10. But here the problem now changes. Now if I tell you that what is the probability of getting a red ball? Right? One ball is picked out at random, and this ball, one ball was chosen at random, and this was found to be red. यहाँ से आपका story शुरू होता है. The game starts from here. This was found to be red. What is the probability now to get another red ball? Pretty easy. How many red balls are remaining with me? 4. And what is the count? 9. But if this ball was not red, then this would have been 5 by 9. So a condition, now the probability that you are calculating for the second one is based on one condition. You just can't simply go and answer this. समझ में आ रहा है? You just can't go and answer this. First say, ये तो बताइए. Suppose I would have posed the question in this manner to you. I would have asked, one ball is chosen at random, the first ball. What is the probability of getting a red? Ball is not replaced. Next ball is chosen at random. What is the probability of getting a red? One way is that you try to, believe that the first one was red. But if I don't give you the information that the first one was red or blue, you can't comment on this one. Because restore तो नहीं हुआ है ना. One thing is certain, restore नहीं हुआ है. So bottom में तो 9 आ जाएगा. ऊपर क्या होगा? Are you understanding? So let's bring this into real life question. We have got 3 people out here who are contending to be the manager HR of this company. She is more worker friendly. So we expect that we will get a raise in salary if she becomes the HR manager. So what is the probability that Jaideep Das's good days will come? It depends upon first what she should become the HR manager. Then only the pay raise will come. Are you understanding? If she does not become, it's just like cricket matches. If you don't qualify, then how do you find that what is the probability of you winning the final? First, you have to qualify till there. Understanding? So in conditional probability, you will actually, so this brings us to the very basic of conditional probability. We'll see some more examples. So in conditional probability, okay, the scenario for your grade 12 will be something like this. There will be a random experiment. No questions asked, beta. There will be some random experiment. Out of this random experiment, a sample space will be created. Every problem, a sample space will be created. And in this sample problem, we will be interested in two events. Let's say an event E and this is an event F. Right? These are all elementary events, okay? These are all elementary events, mean having only one outcome. E is an event and F is an event. E and F all map to the same mother sample space, and this sample space is known as S. Sorry, this sample space is known as S. E is the event, Neha becoming the HR manager. F is the event that the salary structure will be revised. Have you understood? Our job will be to study what is the, okay, so we're going to study what is the chances of occurrence of this event given that this event is happening. So whatever I said, okay, whatever I said, it brings me to two conditions here, that what you need to identify in such problems. This is the easiest way to solve every problem. What do you need to identify? Number one, you should identify the given event. I'm using the words may not be grammatically correct, but try to understand. Given event means something that has occurred. Given that has occurred. Have you understood? And then the other event whose probability you want to evaluate with the condition. Now I'm writing here in big word, with the condition that the given event has occurred. Children, is still here, have you understood? We'll give some examples and it will become clear. This part of the chapter deals with a random experiment which will be conducted. So every time you conduct a random experiment, you will come up with a pool of sample space elements. From there, we will pick up two types of events. And in these two events, we are going to find out that one event will be already told that this has happened. What is the possibility now for the other event to occur? Maybe this is looking a little bit clumsy. Let's see one example. This whole thing will become easy for you. Is this understood? Okay, so deliberately I'm not changing the screen. I'll make it small so that now we can correlate one example. What happened? Okay, fine. Oh, so months gap, so everything has become old. Okay. So let's take an example. Let's take an example. A dice is tossed. What is this? This is your random experiment. Understood? Tell me what is the sample space? 1. These are the possible outcomes for the random. So this part is understood. ठीक है, इनको टिक मार दे, समझ में आ गया? Random experiment हो गया है, sample space हो गया है. Okay, now we have to create two events. Hypothetically, let's create two events. So let me create two events. My event is E is the event that a multiple of 3 occurs. E is the event that a multiple of 3 occurs. Okay. Next, let's put another event now, F. E is the event that a multiple of 3 occurs. Okay. F is sorry, 1 minute children. F is getting a number greater than 3. Getting a number greater than 3. So can you formulate for F what it is? 4, 5, 6. ठीक है, समझ में आया? तो E भी हो गया, F भी हो गया. So identify the given event. Now this structure we have to formulate. For that the question has to be made ready, right? So let's make the question. The question is something like this. Listen to me. A dice is thrown. Find the probability of getting a multiple of 3. Find the probability of getting a multiple of 3. Okay, a dice is thrown, say, twice. Find the probability of getting a multiple of, or say a dice is thrown once. Find the probability of getting a multiple of 3 when it is known that the number that has occurred is greater than 3. बात समझ में आ रहा है? हमने एक डाइस मारा, उस डाइस में जो आउटकम है वो हमें पता है. व्हाट इज द आउटकम? इट इज ग्रेटर देन 3. अब हमें ये बताइए कि अगर वो ग्रेटर देन 3 है, so what is the chance that the number is a multiple of 3? So let's make the question now. So we say find the probability that the number that appears is say, what did I say? The number that appears is, say, okay, greater than, okay, the number that appears is a multiple of 3 given that the number that appeared is greater than 3. बड़ा इजी है अभी क्वेश्चन. ठीक है, आ जाते हैं. कम. So first thing is what? Identify the given event. Did you identify the given event? This is my given event. Given event, that is the number is a greater than, given that the number is greater than 3. So F is the event which is the given event. This is my given event. Now we have to find out what is the probability that the number that has occurred is already greater than 3. What is that? It's a multiple of 3. अब 3 तो हुआ ही है. Now the easy way, let's not put any formulas and all. Just try and think. The number is already greater than 3. Means this event has to happen. And you are now going to find out that this event has happened. What is the chance of this event to happen? So don't you think you are actually trying to find out which are the elements of here which are common in here? You just take F as the sample space and then try to find out what all of E are present in F. What all of E are present in F? What all of E are present in F? So you are actually hunting for N of E intersection F, right? So I'll not say N of E intersection F. Let me say that we are trying to hunt an event which is E intersection F. बताओ तो मेरे को E intersection F क्या है? E intersection F is only 6, right? And this is F. So let's not put any formula and just go by logic. भाई साहब F तो होना ही था, और उस F के होने में E के होने का क्या चांस है? Is what is E's things which are common in F. So don't you think that this answer should be 1 out of 3. Don't write 6. 6 is means one option, 1 out of 3. But इस चीज को सजाए कैसे and how do we write it? Are you understanding? How do we write it? So it is written like this. Probability of occurrence of an event E, given that event F has already occurred. बच्चा लोग इधर थोड़ा टाइम लेंगे, विल गो स्लो. एक बार समझ गया ना, then your all other things will be very easy. That F has already occurred, E and F both being events to a sample space S. Have you understood? Now this is written as P of, यहाँ से देखिए, now something new. How will you write it? Occurrence of E, given that F has already happened, E stroke F. So to read it, we read it in this manner. This is the given event. यहाँ गड़बड़ मत करना, पूरा आंसर गलत आ जाएगा. E का होना, जिसको ढूंढ रहे हो वो पहले, जो घट चुका है वो बाद में. It's speaking like this. See how I'm speaking? Probability of E given the condition that F has already occurred. Right? This is what you want to evaluate. Acha, how did you evaluate this just now? You said that you wanted to find out how many elements are there in the set E intersection F. Is it not? And you wanted to divide it by how many elements are there in the set F. Clear? लेकिन ये तो सेट आ गया भाई साहब. चैप्टर तो प्रोबेबिलिटी का है, तो इसमें थोड़ा सा दो नंबरी करते हैं. आ जाइए. Can I write it like this? E intersection F by N of S, okay, into N of S by N of F. Can I not write this? Are you getting it what I'm trying to do? What is this? This is probability of intersection of E intersection F. सैंपल स्पेस के ऊपर किसी भी इवेंट को देखना, उस इवेंट का प्रोबेबिलिटी है. एक चीज याद रखिए, बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग है. E is an event, F is an event, E intersection F is also an event. All these are happening from the mother event S. किसी भी इवेंट को उसके टोटल पॉसिबिलिटी से देखना is nothing but probability of the event. Correct? और ये क्या है? 1 upon probability of F. Correct? Right. So if you still have any issues out here, then this section can also be written in this manner to make the job much more easy. So we say this can be given as N of E intersection F divided by N of S divided by N of F. Same thing. So this means this is what? This is probability of E intersection F divided by probability of F. Did you understand? So this is the definition of conditional probability. Conditional probability means given two events E and F which map to a common random experiment, the probability of occurrence of an event E, in some books of some other board they will write A and B. That is not the confusion. It can be F intersection E. You should always know the given should come in the denominator. Given in denominator. Given in denominator. The probability of occurrence of an event E, given that the event F has already occurred, is given by probability of E intersection F divided by probability of F. That means all your target should be to find the probability of the event F. How do you find the probability of event F? By finding what is the sample space of F. sorry, what is the sample space, what is the count of f in this manner, and then finding out what is the intersection, the count over the probability of f. Okay, now remember one thing, when you're trying to find this probability, then also you will be calculating it over the sample space, Now, how to see this in a much more easier way? Let's try and see. This whole thing, this is not there in the CBSE or what you call the NCERT textbook, but your job becomes so easy now. Just see. Same Venn diagram, right? And this is my sample space S. Out of this sample space, I have two events, E and F. बच्चा ये clear हुआ कि नहीं बोलो? E and F. What is this section? E intersection F. And I tell you, F has occurred. F has occurred. So your concentration should be on the F circle. Now that F has occurred, what is the chance of E's occurrence? So obviously, this broken portion of E is nowhere in consideration. F to occur ho chuka hai na, so my concentration is on F. And in that F, how many of E's are present? The E's are present in which zone? E intersection F. Number of possible outcomes divided by total outcome. Simple probability formula आ गया. तो अगर मैं ये डायग्राम से आपको बोलूं, find the probability of occurrence of E now that F has already occurred, you will say, sir, I go by my grade 10 example. Total number of possible outcome, बच्चा हमको तो F करना है, F तो हो गया, F divided by F. इसमें ये पोर्शन का कितना चांस है? इधर ही तो E छुपा हुआ है ना. लो और इजी हो गया. Is the logic getting clear now? Right? Let's take one example now. Okay, let's take an example. Let's see the CBSE exam, our NCERT book example. We say that a coin is tossed thrice. A coin is tossed thrice. Okay? Okay, bacha. Our formula for PE intersection F is given by PE with the condition that F has occurred is given by P intersection F divided by P of F. Where F is the given event and E is the event who you are interested in. A coin is tossed twice. Coin has how many outcomes? 2. How many times you are tossing it? 3 times. So how many in sample space? 8. Let us find the sample space. Chalo pat kar lete hain. Head. Then a head tail. Then a head tail head. Then a tail head. Then a tail head tail. Then a tail head. Then a tail tail. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Then head tail head. Tail head tail. Tail head. Head tail. Tail head. Head tail. Head tail is missing. So head tail. Okay, this is my sample space. So your next question should be, sir, please identify your 2 events in the question. So question, we'll only make our question. So we say a coin is tossed thrice. Find the probability of getting 2 heads together. Find the probability of getting 2 heads together. See, I'm not writing the word find the probability. I'm saying find the probability. This is how you should hunt the question. Find the probability of getting 2 heads together. Given that, और 2 heads together नहीं, हम लिखते हैं इसको find the probability of getting, और थोड़ा complicate करते हैं, at least 2 heads. अच्छा, you know the meaning of at least and at most, right? Go to my birthday party and eat at least 1 cake. You ate 0 cake. Should you be bashed or should you be bashed? Eat at most 2 cakes. You ate 1, then also bashed. You ate 3, very good. So find at least 2 head. Given that first outcome is a tail. पहले क्वेश्चन को समझते हैं, बाद में इवेंट घुसाएंगे. Find the probability of finding at least two heads. See, every toss will be tuck, 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 3. What is the given event? First outcome should be a tail. So let us say F is the event that first coin shows tail. F is the event that first coin shows tail. Children, are you with me? Okay, so chalo, F का sample space बना दो भैया. From here, first coin shows tail. This one, this one, this one, this one. क्या क्या लिखो? THH, then THT, then TDH, TTT. ठीक है? And I say E is the event, or at least two heads. At least two heads तो at least two heads नहीं, at least one head करो इसको, नहीं तो interesting नहीं होगा. At least one head. ठीक है भैया? At least. तो आ जाओ E को बनाते हैं. अच्छा, अभी E को जब बनाओगे ना, जो इसी, when you're now formulating for E, you don't bother about this. You only bother about E, and E says at least one head. At least one head. Does this qualify? Yes. Yes, everything qualifies. Then at least one head. Should we keep at least one head? Let's keep at least two heads only. Yeah, otherwise it becomes a very big problem. Okay. Hope you are not getting confused for this change. At least two heads. But the thing is that तुम घर में जाकर practice नहीं करोगे ना, पूरा भूल जाओगे. So watch the video once again. At least two heads. आ जाओ. At least two heads means HHH, then HHT, then HTH, THH. Anything else, bacha? No. Fine. So what do we have to find out? Find the probability of getting at least two heads given the condition that the first coin is a tail, or the first outcome. So what is this? This is probability of what? E intersection F divided by probability of F. So छोटा करके probability of F count करके रख ले बेटा. What is probability of F? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 over 8 outcomes, which is half. Right? Now let us formulate one more event. E intersection F. बच्चा बताओ तो E intersection F क्या क्या है? ऐसा इनको इनमें ढूंढो. Okay, I'm looking from here. See how to find it. HHH. See, is HHH here? No. Is HHT here? No. Is HTH here? No. If THH here? Yes. So this is THH. तो इसका probability क्या होगा निकालो. This is 1/8. Now see the beauty. 1 minute. Eyes on the board. You can do it in two ways, like the Venn diagram way also. Look for this in this. करने का जरूरत ही नहीं है. Answer should be how much? 1/4. Answer should be 1/4. Yes or no? If you go by our previous slide, इस ये है 4 और उसमें एक घुसा हुआ है, तो आंसर होना चाहिए 1/4. पर हम करेंगे CBSE की तरह. What is the CBSE's way? That you first find out this probability, right? This probability you find. You find out this probability. Yeah. I mean, this will take the reverse action. That is the issue. Okay. Now, I love these topics here, so I get excited. Okay, now fine. So let's find this. Now tell me, what is the probability of this? 1/8 is divided by 1/2. That means 2/1. बोलो बच्चा, समझ में आया कि नहीं? Shall we have a quick revision now? Quick revision and go back to this slide. Conditional probability is about finding out the probability of an event E, given that an event F has already occurred, where E and F map to a same random experiment over a sample space S. When the problem is given to, now these questions will be very difficult. A family has got boys, girls, all these things. Our job is to first find out what is the given event. फॉर्मूला के अनुसार उसको F डिनोट कर दो. फिर क्या करेंगे? उसकी प्रोबेबिलिटी निकाल लो. That's not correct. First is understand the random experiment and write down the sample space. Understood? Then you try to find out the two events in the question. Just go for two events. There will be two events in the question. You have to identify. Out of those two events, one event will be a given event. Designate it as F. Find the probability of that F. How do you find it out? The number of elements in the set F or the event F divided by the total number of elements in the sample space. Then your job is to find out the event E. Obviously, the other event is E. Then look for the intersection between E and F. And in that intersection, find the probability of that intersection. Right? And then divide the probability. And if anything comes to your mind, remember the Venn diagram. You're trying to find out the intersection within that. ठीक है? Questions करें अभी. इससे ज़्यादा conditional probability में और कुछ नहीं है. आओ एक एक questions उठाते हैं और करने की कोशिश करते हैं. Ready? So we'll go by some CBSE questions, sample book, our NCERT book questions which I have brought. You yourself can try. First question. This is a typical one marker question, okay? Here you don't need to identify who is given and who is not. Only understand the one which is later. Dear children, जो ये रहता है ना, ये हमेशा given है. Given मतलब ये कहाँ आएगा? Denominator. Simple. हमें बोला है find P A with the condition of B. मतलब सीधा how to write it? PB पहले नीचे लिख लो, ऊपर लिखो P of A intersection B. अब A intersection B in such problems may be very tricky. They might use the formula of A union B, NA and B वैसे करके. यही है ट्रिक. चलो इसको करते हैं. आओ A intersection B कितना है बेटा? 4/13 divided by P of B divided by 13/9. और करते वक्त याद रखिए, under no circumstance this can exceed class 10. क्या डिफिकल्टी है बोलो? Did you get it easy? Shall we go to the next problem? Okay. Next one is interesting. Okay. No one will answer me 9/13, 2/13. That methodology will not help you now in CBSE. That is Rattu Tota. You will go by, you take time, but you will explain me the problem as if you are my teacher and I am your student. Ready? Next question. Let's find. 10 cards numbered 1 to 10 are placed in a box. That means, मेरे सैंपल स्पेस में कितने कार्ड है बेटा? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. अच्छा, दो I have not read the question, little bit of grade 11 की बात कर लेते हैं. सुनिए, if I pull out any one card, occurrence of 8 automatically means that the others cannot happen. Such events are known as mutually exclusive. Finding Zoe here means she cannot be at her house right now. So the probability of all elementary event is an event which gives you one outcome. These are all elementary events, but they are mutually exclusive. In mutually exclusive, if you add them, it will always give you one. Okay? Are placed in a box. Look, placed in a box and mixed thoroughly. ये तो CBSE वाला काम कर रहा है. ध्यान, problem I know in probability the itch is always to get the answer. Understand? Because if you get the answer now, what will happen? You know, by the time we come to August, you will forget this. पूरा भूल जाओगे. It's very easy to learn, very easy to learn. And they are mixed up thoroughly. One card is drawn randomly. One card at random. Every time children ask yourself question, why was this word used? Equally likely event. Anyone can come out. If there were 2 8s, it's a biased. That's why we do toss. One head, one tail. You will get either of one. If it is known that the number on the drawn card is more than 3, known, Known another way to understand it is given. That means this will be my event f, and my event f is a number which is क्या है बेटा greater than 3. तो चलो f का सेट बनाओ 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Find the probability that it is an even number. तो अभी e में हम क्या ढूंढेंगे बेटा? E is the event of getting a even number. Very good. Okay, even number. अरे यार. So e का सेट बनाओ. What is e set? 2 4 6 then 8 10. तो हमको क्या निकालना है? What is the probability of E with the condition F has happened? Probability of E intersection F divided by probability of F. But first we will go by a shortcut method. What is the shortcut method? F में ही ढूंढना है कितने E छुपे हुए हैं. कौन कौन छुपा है? 4 छुपा है, 6 छुपा है, 8 छुपा है, 10 छुपा है. How many count? 4. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Answer should be 4 upon 7 without even doing it by the Venn diagram method. But let's do it. So E intersection F. Tell me the set of E intersection F. Zoe, what are the E intersection F? We have got 4 6 8. No, yeah, 4 6 8 10. So what is the probability of E intersection F? Children, whenever you are calculating probability, you will calculate count of this over the sample space. So what is the count? 1 2 3 4 by 10. And what is the probability of F? 7 by 10. तो ये कितना हो गया? 4 by 10 into 10 by 7. Answer 4 by 7. अच्छा, इसको हम लिखेंगे कैसे प्रॉपर प्रॉब्लम में? ये तो हुआ, हमने सीखा. I want you all to go home and then write it nicely. Well, how will you write it? You will write S is the sample space, F is the event of this thing. Bracket में लिख दो given event. E is the event this. Then formulate what is F as a set, E is a set. Calculate individual probabilities. First time, please grind it by your hand over the grinder wheel. It will be laborious, but you will understand the texture of the batter. Then use a mixie later on. Next problem, kare? Interesting? Okay, this is really interesting. And it gets interesting from base theorem. Base theorem में मजा आ जाएगा आपको करके. आ जाओ, next problem. In a school, there are 1000 students. तो हमारे पास 1000 students हैं. ये क्या हो गया बेटा? ये आपका S हो गया. N of S is equal to 1000. इतना तो लिख नहीं सकते हैं, कितने हैं? Out of which 430 are girls. हमारे पास लड़कियां कितने हैं? 430. तो ऑटोमेटिकली बॉयज कितने होंगे? 570 boys. And these are girls. Today we start grade 10 also with probability only. Okay, so boys and girls. Okay. It is known that out of 430 girls, 10% study in grade 11. That means 10% means 43 girls belong to grade 12. 10%. ये equally likely नहीं होगा, तो इसमें इसका भी आएगा खेल. What is the probability that a student is chosen at random? One student chosen at random. What is the probability that the chosen student random studies in grade 12 given that the student chosen is a girl? Given that the student chosen is a girl, F is the event. F is student chosen is a girl. Any one of you have a doubt why I took this as F? It is written given that the student chosen, है ना? चले तो N of F निकाल लो भाई साहब, क्योंकि सैंपल स्पेस तो लिख नहीं सकते हैं. You are understanding the difference here? Sample space, you can't write and elaborate the sample space. See, probability is what? Count of the favorable divided by count of the sample. So what is the count of F? 430. 430. ये बॉयज वाला पार्ट तो ऐसे ही बना है, क्वेश्चन में नहीं है ये सर, बट स्टिल that the girl studies in grade 12. E is the event. E is the event that a student studies in grade 12. Now very interesting. Now see, in a school of 1,000 students, now when they say student, what is the gender? Student studies in grade 12. Here there is again English with CBSE as an issue. This is all the students in a school. You are interested in a student who studies in grade 12. They have not said anything. They have just said that it is known that out of 430, 10% of the girls study in 12. So you'll just go by that. E is the finding a student who studies in grade 12. Because they did not say that out of the other how many are studying in boy, how many are boys and how many are boys are studying in grade 12, they didn't say. This question has got a loophole. In a school there are this thing out of which 430 are girls. Now given that the student is a girl, so given that it is a girl, you are trying to find out. So very nice point out. The F is the set of girls. In the set of girls, pick out those girls who study in grade 12. So how many girls study in grade 12? Okay, 10%. So this is N of E is equal to how much? 43. Plus. Okay. So you can find it out now. Probability of E, F, E intersection F is same as F intersection E. This you will study in the next class, given by probability of F. So can you find out what is E intersection F? Can you tell me what is E intersection F? Huh? 43. ये E नहीं है. This is E intersection F directly. This is not E. This is E intersection F. So that's why writing this as E doesn't make sense. We will write it as E intersection F. E intersection F means girls who are studying in grade 12. So N of E intersection F is how much? 43. So your answer will be 43 upon not 1000. 43 upon 430. 110. ठीक है, एक और देखते हैं. आ जाओ. A die is thrown 3 times. A and B are defined as follows. ये थोड़ा clumsy जैसा रहेगा. A. A die is thrown 3 times. A and B are defined as below. A is 4 on the 3rd throw. This will be a very big. So we'll just write some now. 4 on the 3rd throw. A 1. Then a 1. 4. 1, 2, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 4, 4. 1, 5, 4. 1, 6, 4. और कुछ हो सकता है 1 के सीरीज में 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट यू कैन हैव 2, 1, 4, 2, 2, 4, 2, 6, 4. Similarly, 3, 1, 4, 4, 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 6, 1, 4. 6, 6, 4. I think A will be this much only. Are we fine? So how many A has got how many beta? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 36. Okay. Okay. B is how much? B's are 6 on the first and 5 on the second. This will be a short one. 651, 652, 653, 654, 655, 656. That's all. बांध दिया है ना, 6 on the first, 5 on the second. Our interest will be to find the probability of A given that B has already occurred. B has already occurred. That means A stroke B we are trying to find out. So it will be probability of B divided by probability of A intersection B. Now try to find out A intersection B. बोलो बच्चा. I think only one number. Because this set is all ending with 4 and there is only one number. ये बेकार बेकार का काम किया हम लोग एक्चुअली. 1/6 है आंसर. Okay, 1 minute. No issues. Naya, see. A on the third throw. Sorry, 4 on the third throw. All these numbers have got 4 on the third throw. Agreed? And B is very particular. 6 on the first and 5 on the second. 6 on the first and 5. You have to find out the probability of A, provided that B has already occurred. So this has already occurred. तो ये है तुम्हारा सेकंड वाला लड्डू, उसमें इनके लोगों को ढूंढो. और ये लोगों की खासियत क्या है? 4 at the end. So I do nothing, just hunt the 4 at the end. This is the only fellow who is right. So it's a 1 upon. समझ में आ रहा है? और अगर ऐसे भी करेंगे तो भी 1 upon यहां से उठाओ. What is the probability? This is 1 upon 36 divided by this one is how much? 1 2 3 6 by 36. 1 upon 36 divided by 6 by 36 is 1 upon 6. Getting it easy? आज घर में जाके ना आप धीरे धीरे you take up that exercise and do problems from there. Okay, next one. A die is thrown twice. Die is thrown twice. Twice means you know grade 10 problem. 36 possible options. And the sum of the numbers appearing is observed to be 6. Sum of the numbers is appeared to be 6. Now not those 36 numbers. Sum of the numbers is 6. This is your random experiment. Find the conditional probability that the number 4 has appeared at least once. So this is your given case. Are you understanding? And the numbers, see, a die is thrown twice. We know that the sample space will be 36 possible combination. And the sum of the number is observed. Observed means given. कितना है? To be 6. So let's say again we take F. F is the event of what? That sum of the numbers observed is 6. So can you tell me F के लिए क्या क्या लगाओगे? 1 5. Then 1 5. 1 के लाइन में और कुछ है? नहीं. 2 के लाइन में क्या होगा? 2 4. 3 के लाइन में 3 3. 4 के लाइन में 4 2. 5 के लाइन में 6 के लाइन में कुछ नहीं है. What is the condition that the number 4 has appeared at least once? E 4 has appeared at least once. अगर आप E को 4 has appeared at least once, 4 has appeared at least once, 1 4, 2 4, 3 4, then 4 1. 4 1 में भी तो 4 एक बार appear करेगा. 5 4, 6 4, then 4 2, 4 3, 4 5, 4 6. These are within those 36 in which 4 has appeared at least once. Have you understood? अब इसका और ये तो घट चुका है, तो ये नीचे आएगा. इनमें इनको ढूंढो. So let's find out E intersection F. Tell me बच्चा. E intersection F is 2 4. Nothing to do. As you become matured, you will say 4 has appeared at least once. इसी से देख लो. 4 has appeared at least once is Neha, any issue? Absolutely. A die is thrown twice. That is a grade 10 sample space of 36 numbers. Don't bother about that. And the sum of the numbers appeared is observed to be 6. आपको पता है कि नंबर्स जो निकल रहे हैं ना, उनका सम 6 है. 6 सम पैदा करने वाले ऑप्शंस को लिख लो, क्योंकि ये घट चुका है. इट इज नोन. इसको हमने F नाम दे दिया। 6 सम कैसे कैसे आ सकता है जरा बोलो तो? 1 5 तो 5 1 भी हो सकता है, 2 4 तो 4 2 भी हो सकता है। 6 के लाइन में नहीं पॉसिबल है, बिकॉज 6 and 1 मिनिमम विल गिव यू 7, राइट? यही सब आया है। इनमें वो बोलो जहां 4 एटलीस्ट वंस आया है। 2 बार तो आ ही नहीं सकता है, 2 बार आने से तो कितना हो जाएगा? 8 हो जाएगा। 4 is appearing at least once, ठीक है? तो ठीक है, we are still making the set of 4 appearing at least once, all the 4 appearing numbers, these. Now you need to find out the intersection of this and this. Try to find out the intersection of this and this. Only 2 numbers, 2 4 and 4 2. So your probability is what? Probability of E with the condition of F is probability of E intersection F divided by probability of F. Now what is E intersection F? How many? 2. 2 out of 36 sample space divided by P of F. F is 1 2 3 4. So 36 by 4. Huh? Oh, 5 है, sorry. Sorry, 5. 2 by 5. Easy? हो गया वना? एक प्रॉब्लम और देख लेते हैं, एक और. अच्छा, this I'll explain you half you'll do. This is there in your book, okay? Consider the experiment of tossing a coin. I'll just give you the idea. Toss. When you toss a coin, children, what can you get? Okay. If the coin shows head, toss it again. This is called tree diagram. And if it shows a tail, throw a die. ठीक, अब आपका सैंपल स्पेस बना देते हैं. या तो आपको हेड और हेड मिलेगा, या तो आपको हेड और टेल मिलेगा, या फिर आपको टेल 1, टेल 2, टेल 3, टेल 4, टेल 5, टेल 6 मिलेगा. राइट? सबके प्रोबेबिलिटीज देखते हैं एक बार. इसकी प्रोबेबिलिटी कितनी है? अच्छा, ये घटने के लिए ये घटना जरूरी है. A head and the head. In probability, whenever you hear the word and, it implies a multiply or means a plus. और का मतलब होता है plus. This and this. This probability is again half. So if you see both of them, its probability is how much? 4. Similarly, here also it is half. These are individually 1/6. Do you agree? So this one becomes how much? 1/4. This is 1/12. Find the conditional probability that the die shows a number greater than 4, given that there is at least one tail. Given that there is at least one tail. So बताओ, given that there is at least one tail, at least one tail. At least one tail means HT, T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, T6. अच्छा, what is the probability of F? These are again mutually exclusive. कोई एक ही घटेगा इसमें से. Are you understanding? Neha, if you get a HT, you cannot get the others. So what is the probability? HT's probability is how much? 1/4. Plus, these become 1/12, 1/12, 1/12, 1/12, 1/12, 1/12, which is 1/4 plus how many? 6/12, which is equal to 1/2, which is equal to 4, and 4 is the LCM. So 4 divided by 4, 2 is 2. So 2 plus 1, 3. 3/4 is this. Did you understand how I got this probability? This is now a little bit different from the sample space wala. So this is, and what is your E as an event? Try to find out your E. Find the probability of the event that the die shows a number greater than 4. Die shows a number greater than 4. तो ग्रेटर देन 4 क्या क्या नंबर है आपके पास? 5 and 6. So 5 and 6. So what is P of E? 1 by 12, 1 by 6 plus 1 by 6, 1 by 3. Did you understand how I got 1 by 3? या तो ये आएगा या तो ये आएगा ना. 1 by 6 plus 1 by 6. So 1 by 3. So now you find out. Is it? No. You've gone wrong. There is a coin and a die also, na? So E is your event. E is your event. T5, T6. Sorry, T5, T6. So T5 is how much? 1 by 12? 1 by 12. So probability of, anyways, we don't want probability of E. Now you find E intersection F. E intersection F. T5, T6. T6. So T5 and T6. Sorry, this is T5, T6. So the question is find the conditional probability event that the die shows a number greater than 4. T5, T6. Right? This is your intersection. Now this intersection searching in this. Now what is the probability of this one? Can you find out the probability of this? 1 upon 12 plus 1 upon 12. So it is 2 by 1 by 2 by 12. 2 by 12 means 1 by 6. So overall probability becomes how much? P E stroke F will be 1 by 6 divided by this probability of F, which is 4 by 3. So 4 by 8, which is equal to 2 by 9. 9. Did you understand this problem? ठीक है, इसको रोक रहा हूं.